long time no see. So, before we go on to the next place, you're going to want to make a deatomizer. Trust me, this is hands down the best weapon in the game. On my main playthrough, I finished the game and I've made 2 of these to fight the final boss that I shall not say more on. But just know, this is going to help you immensely. So you want to make at least one of these. Now, you need to make reinforced hose to trade for optical lenses. And if you need steel cables, which you're going to need steel cables, all the military electronics you could put into steel cables. Don't go too crazy because you will need some military electronics. But yeah, come to the blacksmith and trade to get what you need. Trust me on that. So you want to make, if you go to lights and power, you're going to see laser emitter. You may already have one of these. You can use one to make the deatomizer, but you're going to need another laser emitter because you're going to charge the laser collector. Jesus Christ, I'm throwing up right now. The laser collector is what you need to charge the deatomizer. It's not like other battery powered things that you're used to. You're gonna make a laser. It's gonna shine out like this, and then you're gonna place your laser collector on it, and it's gonna charge it over time. And then you can just come over to it, press on it, and it'll charge it up for you. I'm gonna go fix my throwing up issue. Quick reminder, if you haven't made a farm of anti-wheat, anti-verse wheat, you can go and get it from different worlds. But if you haven't made a farm, that's even better. Grab you up a bunch of anti-wheat. Why do I keep saying anti-wheat? It's anti-verse wheat. Anti-verse wheat. Come all the way to the labs. If you remember, you can turn this wheat into the gems, I believe it is. And you take those gems and you put it into here. Okay, alright. Relax, brother. Relax. Relax. Eat him, zombie. Okay, well. Relax. Anyways, you go up the elevator. If you forget how to get here, you're gonna come through the door all the way over, and you'll take your wheat, drop it out of your inventory. You'll turn it into the antiverse gem. You'll take about 20, I'd say. Maybe it's overkill, but 20 is probably a good number. Get 20 gems and take 10 of them by splitting the stack. And drop it in here. You're gonna need those to make a bunch. Okay. You're gonna need that to make a bunch of the components to make the deatomizer. So, okay. So once you talk to our new robot friend in the new area, he's gonna tell you you gotta clear the obstruction, which means you gotta go through the portal. You're gonna come here. Okay, so you're gonna come here to the cliff, and if you look over, you're gonna see this right here. When you come to a portal world for the first time, they're not going to let you use your jetpack. They don't want you to fly through everything for the first time. They want you to explore. So I will. So I do agree that you should explore and play the game as intended. But that being said, I do recommend don't waste too much of your time, because you can complete the objective and just come back to the portal and use the jetpack to get around faster instead of walking around everywhere. Because once again, like, up to you. If you want to explore on foot, by all means do so, but this world, please keep in mind you're going to come back here several times to farm a certain material, and I will show you what that material is. But first things first, I'm going to show you how you can get straight to the objective. That way you can come back to use your jetpack. So just jump into the water. There is a cave underneath the waterfall, and I can actually show you what you're looking for. It's going to be this. When you break it, it's going to be called Transcendidinium. Yeah. That thing right there, you need that. So pick that up. Once again, if you ever see these guys, you don't have to do it to every single one, but I would recommend at least getting a few of them, because you, once again, if you forgot what this is, you make them into carbon plating, and you use carbon plating for a bunch of different stuff. So get those guys and collect every single one of these that you find. You're gonna need it for AM all the way to end game. So back to showing you how to get straight there. Boom, it's right there, right? Hang a right. You just simply come down. This may hurt, though it wouldn't hurt to have a splint on you. Sure enough, it did. It hurt a lot. So, yeah. Hopefully you have splints on you. If you don't, it's okay, because you're gonna come straight over here. You're gonna see this green. You're gonna pick it up. Which, by the way, if you have the deatomizer, it has a single feature, and then if you right-click, it does an even more damaging attack that you're gonna use for big enemies. Okay, so you have to pick up 2 of them. When you pick up 2, you can then leave. There's a total of 4 you can, if it'll give it to me, that you can obtain. You do have to wait for the portal to reset to get more, unfortunately, but once you do that, you're gonna come through here. You're gonna be very confused, like, what on earth is this? Just walk forward, and then you'll come back, and then you can go through, and now you can explore with your jetpack. So there's that. So now I am going to show you very quickly where a bunch of the spawn locations are for this. Which, by the way, there's anti-burst gel here as well that you can find. But yeah, you can jet back over here, and then you're gonna jet back up here. I forgot about him. Once you get that, you can drop down, get more anti-burst gel if you need it. Here's the next one. Oh my god, leave me alone. So I'll show off the secondary attack. Dead. As you are exploring, once you kill these guys, they're gonna drop this spear. From what I remember, it's pretty good. Yeah, looks like it is. So make sure you pick that up. You can even upgrade the spear into other things, so do make sure to get that. But yeah, once we're back here, we're just gonna jump over and down. Which, by the way, I am going to say that this is probably not going to be the best guide. I'm sure there's a better one on YouTube. I'm just showing you roughly what I do when I come to farm. I probably don't hit all of them, so if you want to hit all of them, you can. I just have never found it super necessary to get every last piece. Once you come down here, you can come over here. over in the water. There's going to be a power cell as well as a I can't even say words. There's going to be the mapper, and then more over here. Now, I said you want to pick up every single one of these that you can, but I kind of contradict myself by saying that I don't pick up all of them, probably. And what I mean by that is, you can see that we already have 16, and it's going to weigh down your backpack quite a bit. So that's why I say you could easily get, like, I think a stack is probably something like 19 or 20. I guess we're about to find out. You can get that and use that until the world resets and just come back and do it again. Like, it's not necessary to get every single one, if that makes sense. Like, there's other things to do other than farm one material to, like, for no reason. Let's see. From there, you probably just leave, but I'm gonna see if I can get one more just to kind of show the full stack size. Let's say, surely there is one near here. Oh, so it does go higher. I don't know if I could change that or not, to be honest. But yeah, 20 should be plenty. There's not going to be a whole lot you can use for it right now, but when you do unlock what you can use for it, I think 20 is probably enough. And once again, if it's not, you can come back and farm later. Alright, you will notice that your deatomizer drains through battery. This is why I say you'll only use this for big bad enemies that are going to be like bullet sponges until you can make like multiple if you want to do that. Otherwise, just kind of stick to normal weaponry until you come across those big guys. At this point, you should drop everything off before you head back with one. Don't forget your one antifungal gelatin. So once you have that, head on back. If you have a teleporter free, you can make another one inside whatever this place is. I'll figure out what the name is here in a second. If you could set it in there and set it the sub so you don't have to go through this whole step process. I'm probably going to make a teleport much later on because I will show you here in a second that once you do this, you're going to unlock off fast travel anyways. And for me, my base is in the cafeteria-ish area, and if you have your base in the cafeteria area, there is a fast travel that unlocks here in a second. So you don't necessarily have to put a teleport in this area, in my opinion. You can if you want to. I just don't think it's necessary, to be completely honest. Yeah, it's gonna do this whole little animation, and then it'll go away. You can come down over here. You can get a welcome mat if you'd like. You could try your luck at getting the weapon locker as well, but here's the thing. You have a 39% chance it's gonna break. So, will I get lucky? Oh my god, I got lucky. You may not be as lucky, so you may want to save and reload until you actually get lucky. And you may be like, why do you want this? Yeah, you don't have to have it. It's just unique, you know? There is going to be a bunch of useful items here, though, so make sure you pick all of them up. Steel cables, because you probably used about 3 or 4 of them to make the deatomizer. Now you got them all back right here. Bunch of duct tape. computer parts if you need them, if you're running low. But yeah, once you do all that, you're gonna come over, hack the keypad.
And occasionally culling some of the more unusual specimens our work requires. If ultimately their own agenda is not entirely clear, that is not what concerns
Head on
me.
down.
It is their
And once you get all the way down to the bottom here... Oop, I jumped a little too far. Oops. You need to unlock the door, so you need to come over here.
Expected. Much worse. This sector is swarming with gatekeepers, which can only mean
Use the keypad to open the door.
Gate is clean. Sensible. It just needs a little fuel, I imagine.
Alright, you're gonna come in here and use the keypad hacker, open the big door. You're gonna see a wheel you can turn, the valve. Turn that. It's gonna unlock a fast travel back to cafeteria. Unfortunately, this area constantly spawns random enemies. I don't know why it does, but hey, you can now just run over here, and when you go through, you are now in the new area. Welcome to the Reactors. So, in Reactor, you're going to see a keypad hack over here that does not work yet. So you need to get it working. When you get it working, you'll be able to go through here. But in the meantime, you'll notice there is a keypad hacker clearance level 6. So you have your 2 objectives. You need to figure out how to open these 2. Well, the only way you can go is, well, obviously this way. Follow your waypoint. Alright, you're gonna work your way all the way here. Do not waste your deatomizer on these guys.
They're coming.
Pick one off at a time. If you can help it, they're gonna have a shield that it will eventually break. You just have to keep doing damage. They're just like the other military guys. If you have something to poke their head, it's gonna do a lot of damage. Arcane scrap is another in-game item. Make sure you do not leave any arcane scrap on the ground. You're gonna need it. Always, always, always kill these things. Try not to let them explode. Why? Because you need this. This is another in-game item that you're gonna need. Never turn it down. So yes, once you have picked off one, if you can, try to pick off the other one. I believe there's 2. You're gonna see him in the center. Try not to get his attention until you kill both of these guys. Gonna make your life so much easier. Also, if you come across these boxes, always break them. They're gonna have arcane scrap in them, as well as silver scrap. You no longer have to farm for silver scrap, essentially. You may have to do it on rare occasions, but if you always break those boxes, you should, in theory, have enough silver scrap for, like, the rest of the game, if you open every box that you see that glows purple. You want to get your deatomizer and right-click to go into alternate fire mode. You'll see the little red cube so that you know you're in it. You're gonna... Actually, you know, before you do that, if you can kill these, kill them first. Then you want to come into this and right-click. Void his fire, obviously. He's gonna throw up a shield. Obviously stop firing once he throws up the shield, because he can't really do anything at that point. We're just gonna wait. Boom. And that's gonna be the easiest way you can take down these guys. I got extremely lucky. You're probably not gonna get this lucky, but when you get a gate defense rune, this is an in-game material, as well as, like, you're gonna use it for a lot of stuff. It's just kind of an RNG drop, unfortunately. But do keep an eye out that you are not accidentally leaving that behind. They will drop from these special looking enemies, so keep an eye out for those. Okay, so make sure whenever you're over here at this little library section that when you come down here, you want to come into this room so that you can pick up this right here. It's going to give you a bunch of recipes. I missed recording that, but yeah, pick up that. You're going to need the recipes for that, as well as you're going to need this. So now there is a room that you're going to have to kind of do some parkour to get into. If you have the jetpack, you can just jump up to it and then drop down and open the door. But this is going to give you access to being able to trade so that you can get the blood essentially by just taking the words that I can't say. I'm really bad at pronouncing. You take these and you trade them for the blood. That's what I'm trying to get at. So if you did take the route so that you're in here, I would definitely heal up before you leave. You may be seeing a monster in this area that you're like, what on earth is that? It's a new creature that's going to drop some of the materials that you need. I forget which one of these it is, maybe both, but yeah, anytime you see these guys, you want to kill them, but they are a little hard to kill. So if you have deatomizer ammunition, I would go ahead and use it for that, because they do attack pretty fast and they do hit pretty hard, I won't lie. And they jump around too. But yeah, I would definitely use it on them. Okay, yeah, they do give both. Okay. Thought they did, I couldn't remember. Yeah, at this point, I definitely would not be trading. I'd be holding on to all of them that you find. You're gonna need some of both at this point, so don't trade just yet. Oh, side note, because it just happened and I completely forgot. If they do get down low health, not only do the little guys explode, the big guys do too. And if you're almost dead and they explode, it could kill you, so be aware of that. And here you are. You're gonna get sneak attacked. Whatever, and there's one of those. Oh, yep, there he is. There's a big guy in here. Over here. Open this. You're going to teleport home. Because you need to make this. Make one of these. Alright, now that you've re-geared up, dropped off your items, you've recharged your deatomizer, you've made your super alloy. I'm not even gonna attempt to say the first word. You can come all the way back. And this guy's gonna seem very familiar to the very first big boss that you fought. So you should understand how to fight him. You just have better gear now. And if you open the door, like I said, you can just go straight through here. I thought I would just quickly mention that this boss type enemy or big guy is completely optional. It's strictly for his head. Like, you get the same type of drop from the first one that you fought if you want to go back and just fight that guy. And eventually, after you stab him a whole bunch of times, Make sure you break down his body once again. He'll get a new helmet. Yippee. You don't really have to do that, by the way. I just figure most people are gonna wanna get all the collectibles and stuff in this game, so there you go. He's just like the other one. You fight him exactly the same. By the way, there are purple chests here, don't forget them. This is gonna be available to hack. You're gonna come on here and hack this door so it'll open. You can fish for radioactive fish here. Just be aware that obviously it's radioactive.
Hey, good to see you.
Anyways, once you talk to him, make sure you open this.
I totally get that. But here's the thing. Nuclear power is
You're gonna come all the way down.
but you can't just go turning it off whenever you feel like it. You know, it's not a television. It's not
You need to go right, but before you do that, go left.
seem capable. I am a little busy. So if you could get the nuclear reactors back on
Another quick note that I did not say when I was making this, that you can do any steps that you want to. You don't have to do any of these steps in order, so you can go to any of them that you would prefer to go to first. I'm just showing you what I thought was easiest to hardest, and it may not be the perfect steps. Like some may be a little harder than others, but yeah, completely up to you. I'm just showing you how to complete these 3 steps. So once he's done yapping away, it'll be very wonky. You can go multiple ways to get up this way. I just go through here because it's the fastest. And there's another one of these guys here that you can kill. But yeah, I recommend going here first because there's very dangerous robots if you go to the right. And gearing up a little bit by going through here first is better in my opinion. You can go any way you want. I just think this way is better. You will run into robots like this, but they're going to be so much easier to kill than the other robots. Trust me. So as you're exploring, you're going to notice there's a lot of these guys. It's not going to be a waste to like explore around in this area and then have to come back. And you'll notice that you need, I believe it's 3 of them, but you'll come across ones turned around. But essentially you're going to need even more of these. But you're going to need a lot of these, a lot of this, and a lot of this, and a lot of this. All 4 of the things I told you you should be keeping an eye out for. Yeah. So if you're killing these guys, you're going to quickly get more of these than you are the blood. But that's okay, because remember, you can trade these for the blood. I don't tell you here, but you're going to need a lot of these. You'll need only 2 here, but in total, you're probably going to need like 5 or 6. So don't feel like you're making too many, because you're going to need a lot. And especially if you want to make a certain type of armor, you're going to need like 4 more. Go all the way back and put it in. If you're wondering where you need to go when you're at this area, you're gonna go towards turbine 2. You're gonna see a bunch of like tree roots. You're gonna go up the stairs over here, climb up. You're gonna fight a bunch of stuff on your way here. Once you get here, bust on through here. And you'll come to this area. This is a bunch of creatures from Core Keeper. Love that game. If you've never played it, I would highly, highly recommend it. But yeah, once you are here, you need to come on over
Does
here and put your
seem
second
rather
alloy in.
box.
Once you do
You
that,
always were a cat person, Abe, but it's got certain
you
appeal.
can come
If
over
you can see
here.
past the toxic.
We want to attack the robot because what he drops is going to be useful all the way to endgame. For the Heart of Corruption is one of the many things that is going to be used for a lot of things, especially in-game stuff, is the Heart of Corruption. So I would almost always attack the robots when you see them. You're gonna need their stuff. You now have a fast travel to this location. Never really truly understood that fast travel other than to, like, I guess farm the big guys when they respawn, but I honestly don't remember farming the big guys that much, to be honest. You got to attack these with either your deatomizer or whatever ranged weapon you have. So you notice there's gonna be 50,000 of these guys here. You may not have the resources to fight them all. So, you know, if that's the case, like it is for me, you might want to just stick it. It's gonna open the door and you can come back and pick up your stuff. A lot of people are probably going to wonder if it is actually worth to make the jetpack, and in beta you got the jetpack first and then the long jetpack or long jump jetpack, and that made more sense to me than the way that they have it now. You have to use like a crazy amount of resources and to make the jetpack. I really think the long jump jetpack in most situations is better. You can make the jetpack if you really want to, but I honestly don't think it's necessary, if I'm being completely honest. If anything, I think it's a waste of resources at this point until they change something about it. I would love to see in the future them making an update where you can use both, because there was a glitch where you could hold the long jump jetpack in your hand
for this heat.
and use both at one point, and it worked perfectly fine. So maybe they can take notes on that, because they definitely know about the glitch because they removed the glitch. So here's to hoping in the future we can upgrade the jetpack. Alright, after you either killed everything or, you know, ran away from them, you're going to need to come to... Huh, I had no idea there was a runic chest, which, if you've gotten one of these and you want to use one of them to see what's in the chest, here's a chest. No idea why I just got the achievement. I have definitely opened these before. So if you are ever struggling with trying to figure out like what to hold on to, what to drop, if you can farm it, drop it. If it's something like an antiverse gem, technically you can farm, but it would take you a long time to farm. I would hold on to it. So essentially, in my eyes, the thing that takes you the longest to obtain or is unobtainable through farming, which most things are obtainable through farming, just some things are more tedious, I would drop the easier to farm items for your harder to farm items, if that isn't already pretty common sense. Okay, so now that we have put in both of the alloys into both the locations, we are going to head on back to the area where the reactor is. The control room. I had no idea these guys respawn this fast. It's kind of crazy. I swear they must have changed that. Because I swear it took forever for these guys to come back before. Alright, so you come on up here, and you're gonna see the button. Press the button. Boom boom. One is now done.
One hears a
If you
note,
talk to the crazy
dance
people, he'll get a
undoes
new
itself.
trinket recipe.
Yes, we have heard that music and dance no further. But for you,
You'll need
the
this trinket
dance
recipe for the
remains.
end of the
So
game.
let its
I will
silent sound
explain more
move
on
you,
that
and
later.
waste no.
So trust me when I say this, this place is gonna suck. There is a ton of dudes with guns. So if you have a sniper or a long range weapon, you could come up here and attack them, hopefully. But just know it's gonna be very, very annoying. If you can take your time, watch out for the big guy because he hurts a lot, and he will always hurt a lot, even in in-game. Oh. Friendly fire. He is that strong. You see how I'm using the deatomizer on him, and he's just eating it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm low.
I didn't do that, but, you know, thank you, whoever killed him for me. Die, die, die. That is extremely rare to get that. You're not going to be able to use this until, like, the end game, pretty much. Oh. Okay, well. Side note, as you kill these people, you break down their body, they actually have useful items like Kevlar and whatnot, so it doesn't hurt to break down their body once they're dead. I've been trying to get this on my main account for God knows how long, and now I have it on the YouTube account. This is the strongest Magnum. Does 115 damage. Well, I know what I'm using whenever I'm able to use it. So this, before you press the button, you can do one of two things. You can just continuously run at these enemies to kill them, or you can set up a base, because you gotta go through 3 tiers before you can turn it on. So, in theory, you can use all kinds of base stuff, or you could just attack. It's up to you. Now, I will say that you do have a turret, but it doesn't really do all that much. So you could, in theory, just sit at the top of this and just wait until the turret does as much damage as possible. And when they're in a position where they're not taking damage, jump across and just repeat. But I don't know how effective that is. Alright, well, after the excruciating run around the whole facility, die like 16 times probably. I think I only died 3 times this time. My first time I did this, I died so many times. But yeah. Once you do that, make sure you press the button before you leave. I would definitely head back and heal and repair your armor and stuff before you go to the final area. Alright, these are the robots I'm talking about. They're side by side next to a big guy. So, the atomizer is going to be your best friend here. but you're just gonna have to dance around. You could use all the stuff you obtained to make some stuff, but yeah. You can see how much it sucks. So, good luck. When you get to the area where you have the turret that shoots you, make sure you go over there and kill him instead of just beelining it here. You'll probably die. This area is gonna have some big guys in it, as you can see, so going and making sure you have your deatomizer fully stocked is probably a good idea. But this is the area you need to go to. So if you are lost on how you're supposed to navigate through here, you're going to, okay, alright. You're gonna come to this room. The big guy is through that door. You go all the way around, you come here, you go to the reactor entry stairs. You'll come up and fight all the dudes. You'll come through here. You'll see another reactor entry. You need to hack this so it'll open this. And here you are. It'll be right around the corner. You make sure that you open the locked doors when you're coming through. That way you can get back in a lot faster and easier. And you'll never guess what you need. 2 more super alloys. I told you you were gonna make a bunch of these. And boom, the fusion generator is online. Which means you can go back. Okay, if you go through the fast travel, it's going to take you directly where you need to go. It's going to be right here. This is now going to be open because you have activated all 4. Your keypad hacker will now work. Going to open the bridge. So of course, everything you pick up from here on is going to be useful because it's going to be stuff to help you towards building in-game materials. So once you flip the switch, you can come all the way back here because this is going to be open now. You can get a new TV if you're collecting TVs. But what we're really here for is not only to kill this guy, but we're also here to hack so that the door opens. And now we can go all the way back around and go through. Before you go through that door, however, I would come back and you're gonna want to prepare just a little bit. For one, I would make a teleporter. You should be able to do so at this point, and a teleporter here is going to be extremely useful, trust me. Not to mention, when you make the teleporter, you're going to get access to the quantum pick. It's pretty good. I'd recommend getting it at some point. Okay, so to be able to set up 1 teleporter and to get the quantum pick, you're going to need to make 3 teleporters. Make sure you set 1 down at your home base. We're going to set the other one down right either here or here. I put mine here without spoiling too much. And boom, now we have a teleporter. We know how to use up one of our inventory slots. Alright, you just go through the worlds. Your goal is to unlock a recipe so that you can progress. And I'll say that much without spoiling it. Go explore. If you get stuck, don't worry, I'll be back. Okay, so as you're exploring around, you're going to come across this big hill. If you don't come across the big hill, you probably haven't found the campfire. The campfire is somewhere around in here, and you'll see the big hill right next to it. You need to cross over here. You're not going to be able to progress until you go back and craft a null grenade. So I would recommend after you kill the 2 witches over here, and you kill the witch here, if there's one more in this area. I don't remember there being more than 3 in this beginning area. But I want to say 3 should be plenty for you to make the null grenade. Need to get the resources and just head back. You can come back. So before you leave, make sure that you have bandages or you make bandages. There is going to be a turret that's going to shoot you. You're going to take quite a bit of bleeding damage if you get hit by this. So make sure you have enough bandages. But yeah, if you want to see, because I honestly don't remember which grenade that you need, it's one of these 2. I will test it out for you and let you know so that you can... It doesn't hurt to make both, because when you get to the inside, it's going to be pretty useful to have this grenade, the null grenade. Gonna be pretty handy once you get inside the building. But if you don't need to make this grenade, which I don't remember once again if you do or not, then don't bother making it. I want to say this is like the one and only time you make it, because it's like a quest item, if you will. But yeah. You're gonna see this area off to the right whenever you spawn into the world, and there's a bunch of different ways you can get here. I have no idea why they just let you like walk over the rocks there, but you can do that, or you can go all the way through and like explore around if you want to. There isn't too much to this world to explore, but you know, you feel free to explore if you would like to. Okay, so once you make your way all the way here, you are going to want to... Let's see if it's the secret grenade, because I really feel like it is. It is not the secret grenade, and that is a very good grenade, I do remember now. Alright, so we'll make our way back and use the null grenade. Okay, that never happened. I did not totally die to a black hole grenade. That's it. I forgot what it did. Totally did not happen. Alright, so null grenade. Throw it on the ground. It's gonna disappear, but it's gonna open this. I would keep in mind portal resets make this come back. So you want to try to complete this portal world when you open this, or you're gonna have to make more of these. Also, if you're struggling to find a weapon, I did not mention it, but I kind of been using it in the footage. If you're looking for a weapon that is good, the spear that you could upgrade to the Volt Staff is actually pretty good. It has a secondary attack that lets you attack from afar if you stow your shield. Also, a side note, if you get frustrated from dying a lot, because this whole section of the reactor section, you're gonna die a lot, and you're probably gonna die in here. If you want to try to prevent that, making shields and making sure you have plenty of health syringes alongside a healing briefcase. Probably wouldn't hurt to have 2 of these because they do kind of run out of battery fast. But yeah, there are multiple different ways you can kind of stay alive. I'm not going to show a whole lot of these in my walkthrough. I can make a separate video on showing off some of that stuff if people think it's necessary, but really all you want to do is what's presented to you as you explore new areas. You unlock new recipes, just make those items and they're going to help you. As well as don't forget old items, because you can upgrade some old items. You're going to come to this point, and you're going to have to use another null grenade to get inside. Throw that down. No bad news, you have to make 9, and you're not going to use 2 of them if you don't miss. But, you know, here we are. I let you know ahead of time so you don't have to come back and forth like I did. Also, Jesus Christ, leave me alone! And the reason you need 9 is because going left you had to open that way because there's a containment device that you have to destroy in there. Alright, and then once everything done, it's I'm gonna say enter the rift. The rift is right here. Now you're officially, in my opinion, in the end game. Yes, you still have some stuff to do, but this place you're going to be coming back to all the way to the end game, and you're even going to come back here after you finish the quote-unquote game. The developers have said they're going to continue on the story with side missions and stuff, so technically this game is still going to get updates. So don't think that once you finish the game it's like completely over. You can come back with mini updates and stuff. This is why I say everybody should try to 100% the game and like decorate their base and all that stuff, all the fun stuff that you may be sidelining until now or until the end of the game. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm finishing up some stuff I haven't done and decorating. Which, by the way, if you want my favorite rug in the whole game, it's right here, where you need to go to talk to him. And I could be wrong, but I think this is the only place you can get it. So you have to wait for the world to reset, come back and get another one. Every single time. And that's what I'm doing. At least let me know if there is another location for this rug, because that'd be awesome. But yeah, come all the way down the hallway and speak to him.
Do not attack.
Alright, so he's gonna yap on for forever. If you just follow the wall on your right hand side, you'll eventually come here. So after you come all the way down here, you can open the door, and then if you ever come back to this area, instead of making that long loop, you spawn over here, just hang a left, and you can come straight to the door. But yeah, you're going to unlock this later, but this elevator is going to take you up to an area that you can like farm some stuff. Just keep that in mind. Don't forget about the elevator. But yeah, explore around this cool area. I love this, and I hope they expand on this. This is easily my favorite looking area. I thought about putting my base in here at like some location because of how much I like it. But I don't know. I don't know where I would put it, to be honest. And who knows? Maybe I'll do that just for the YouTube playthrough. Maybe I'll move all my stuff in here and I'll continue on showing you like Easter eggs and stuff you can unlock and stuff after I finish the walkthrough. We shall see. Okay, so to unlock the portal, you need to, once you get here, go through this. It'll open here. Don't mind me bleeding to death. Don't worry about it. Also, I did not show it, but you see all this beautiful loot and a new scrap? So in this area, you're gonna keep an eye out for green boxes that look like this. A lot of people probably are wondering why I had so much ammo whenever I fought the boss in my little how I killed the boss video. This is it. You just come back here and you attack the boxes. It's really, really easy. Now, I will say, I think having a Spuddy on in this area is probably the most useful because these lab rats do have a chance of dropping the reinforced CPU, and so increasing your chances of doing so. I've only killed like 4 of them and I've gotten 3, so I would put it on if I was you. So you may come across the flamethrower guy and be panicking a little bit. There's no need to panic, and I'll show you why. If you have the option to keep your distance until he reloads, when he reloads...
Reloading.
Well, I timed it wrong. When he reloads, you can just run up and hit his backpack with, like, your spear or something. Otherwise, just shoot him from afar and aim for the backpack. The backpack's gonna take more damage sooner, and then he'll explode. Oh crap. Yeah, he'll explode like that and drop his goodies. Which black oil is gonna be useful for if you want to upgrade the Magnum, which I use the Magnum for the majority of the final boss. By the way, if you're not killing these guys, you need to tactical scrap and however you pronounce that thing is you no longer have to craft those. But yeah, when you come across this bridge where you fight the flamethrower guy, kill him, come across and make sure you send the elevator down. That way you can come back up here much faster. As you explore, you're going to come across this area here, depending if you come this way or the other way. It's going to be a big turret that shoots at you. You're probably going to die here a bunch. I would definitely come over here and go through this teleporter so that you can get a shortcut. So that if you do die, you can just run down the hallway, go through here, and you'll be right back here. You don't have to run all the way back, you know. Taking the elevator, it's going to take a long time to do that. The best way you can do this is, you're kind of going to have to, but you want to go under and fight your way, and then if you have a grenade, throw it straight up and onto the tank. I'll show it when I get there. If you don't have a grenade, don't worry, there's about 3 or 4 of them down low. Just make sure you save 1 or 2 that you can, you know, throw straight up. So yeah, down here on the barricade, there's gonna be some. I would go to the left side. The left side seems to be better. But yeah, kill all these guys first, get them out of your way. If you have to waste 1 or 2 to kill the right guys, go ahead and do so. But if you have the staff, you can see here that you can stun them until they stand back up, and then you can shoot their feet. Well, I'm a moron and wasted my grenade, but if you have the grenade, you can stand here or around in here and just throw the grenade up towards the tank, or like around in here, and it will hit and kill him, so he'll be off. Alright, you're gonna fight your way all the way up, and then once you get it here, you're gonna touch this. Sun disk.
Promethean, success.
Talk to him and then go through the portal.
Do you feel
So if you ever have the black fog like I just did, you have to come all the way back here. If you remember this area, you'll go all the way up into the portal. If you remember, there is a throne all the way at the end of doing all the steps for this. If you come through the portal and you just come down the hallway, gonna be right through here. All you have to do is just sit on the throne, and when you sit on the throne, the black fog will subside. You just sit. That's it. So as usual, before the video ends, I'm going to recommend what you can do to farm until before seeing my guide on how to go through the resident sector. I cannot speak. I would farm these guys as well as trade for the blood when you have way too many of these. When you have way too many of these, I would farm that as well. Jailbroke CPUs. I am running out, so I'm sure you guys are too. I would farm up probably 10-ish of them. That's what I'm about to do, because you'll need them to make a bunch of stuff. So yeah, take the time to go farm a little bit while you're waiting on the next video.